Whoops. There we go. All right. Let's give John 30 seconds of silence. This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome once again here to Preston Gym in round 2 of the Preston Basketball Classic. As tonight, the Preston Indians take the floor coming up in just a few minutes as they will take on the Skyview Bobcats from just south of here in Preston, as they are from Smithfield, Utah, just about 20 miles down the road. And a game that should be very interesting and very exciting indeed. Joined on the broadcast again tonight by Lyle Fuller. And Lyle, last night, Preston able to pick up a win, got off to a quick start. Cooper Hobson hit 6 3-pointers in the first 3 quarters of the game. Ty Hyde dominant inside, and that great inside-out game really helped Preston go on to beat Bonneville last night.
Yeah, excuse me, great game there by the Indians, and good to be with you tonight, Dan, and with our fans listening and watching out there as well on mylocalradio.com. We've got a different animal a little bit tonight with Skyview. They're bigger and longer, maybe a little more athletic. So it'll be a good challenge for this young Indians team that graduated all 5 starters from last year and are trying to kind of find their way a little bit this year with 5 new starters.
So in the game last night, Hobson finished with 20. Ty Hyde finished with 14. He was 6 of 8 shooting from the field, also a presence underneath, pulled down 7 rebounds, and all those blocks early on. He finished the game with 4 block shots.
Yeah, and Ty, that's what we need out of Ty on a consistent basis. He was able to stay out of foul trouble and really control the interior against a big guy from Bonneville who was really pretty good, about his same size, and a good athletic kid. So, we want to see that again tonight with Skyview's center. He's taller than Ty. They list him at 6'9", but kind of on the skinny side. Ty should have a little bit of a bulk or strength advantage, and should be an interesting matchup there.
So for Preston, they went on to win that game last night against Bonneville 59-42. For Skyview, they were able to break out of what was a slim halftime lead and go on to a commanding lead, and eventually able to win the game handily last night as they took on Capital last night. That's right. I was trying to remember who they played after watching both teams. But the big player and the big story last night was Mason Fallsliv. He had 23 of his 36 points in the first half. He was burying threes from all over the place, and really he was the crux of the offense, as no other Bobcat player had more than 7 points.
Yeah, and I think I saw a quote in the paper recently from the Skyview coach saying, we've got to learn to do more than just feed Mason the ball every time, or something to that effect. But boy, he's effective. I don't know what he's averaging on the year. It's got to be close to 28 points a game, something like that. So he'll get some points. He'll get his, and then if we can shut everybody else down, we've got a good shot that way. But Fallsliv, he's 6'4", he's very athletic. As we've talked about, a little bit committed to the U as a basketball player. Also a very fine football player. So he'll be a handful tonight, no question. I expect Cooper Hobson will draw the initial defensive assignment on Fallsliv.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and you're right. He has opened eyes. In fact, the University of Utah offered him a scholarship as a sophomore. And he waited and didn't actually accept it and give his verbal commitment until the junior year had started. So he's on his way to Utah, but not so fast. He still has one more year to play here.
Still just a junior, and fans here in Cache Valley will recognize that name. There's been a number of Falsleys who've been excellent athletes and involved in athletics here in Cache Valley. But yeah, Mason, he's a good one, and we'll have to try to hold him under his average.
The home cooking's been good for Preston. They've won 64 of the last 89 games played here at home, and they're going to need that karma here tonight. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk to Coach Tyler Jones after this timeout on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Behind every project is a True Value. At Stokes Market and True Value in Preston, whether you need hardware, dog food, tools, batteries, plumbing supplies, paint, or cleaning products, you'll find them all. Plus a whole lot more at Stokes Market and True Value. With a large inventory, you'll find all the big name brands you trust and low prices every time you visit.
Welcome back to
so whether
Indians
you're just starting
show,
or you're in the middle of a project, stop in today
Jones
and visit
before,
our
this
friendly,
game against
knowledgeable
Skyview coming up
staff.
Tonight. 1 down, 2 to go. Nice win for you last night.
Yeah, I was pleased. I thought, we're getting there. We're showing some more consistency, and we had some good moments, but also a few things we've got to get better at. I thought defensively we were a little lost last night, out of position, leaving our feet. Just kind of a step slow, it seemed like. But tonight we're going to need all of that to compete with Skyview. They're a quality team.
I thought last night might have been the first time you really had a good, solid inside and outside game combined.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think early we've got to really try to do better getting the ball inside to Ty, get him going, because that's going to open it up for for our shooters outside. And sometimes we rely too much on one or the other. So when you get that balance, inside and outside going, it makes you tough to guard and makes you tough to beat.
Nice when Cooper Hobson hits 3 out of his first 4 from behind the arc as well.
Yeah, and him and Scott both, they're streaky out there, and if they get going, then they're dangerous. And last night, Cooper shot it really well, and hopefully tonight he can continue, him and Scott, from the outside, and hopefully we can get Luke going and all our role guys to step in and help us out as well.
It's funny you mentioned getting Luke going. Is it more important that he runs a solid offense, or do you want him to score more?
There's going to be times with both. I thought last night he did everything we needed him to do. He had 9 assists, and we didn't need him to score. But there is times where he's got to be more aggressive too, I think. And I think he had 3 field goal attempts, and there's going to be nights where he has to score. But we just kind of need to get him being a little more aggressive, I think, sometimes.
Let's talk a little bit about Skyview, tonight's opponent. They're athletic, they're long, and they can shoot.
Yeah, those are 3 tough things. No, they're good. We're going to have our hands full, no doubt. But, I like our chances. If we can come out and play our game, execute our game plan, then I think we're going to be in it and have a shot to win it. But if we come out and we get rattled early and they jump on us, then could be in it for a long night. So I think keys are, defensively, we obviously Mason, we got to try to keep him in check and I mean, you're not going to find too many players like him, and we can't let him get going because once he gets going, he's unstoppable. And then I think rebounding is huge. Last night, I mean, they had a lot of offensive rebounds. They're big, they're athletic, and we've got to rebound the ball to have a shot. And then our guys also, I think we can push. I think we can run on them, but we've got to take care of the ball.
That's the $100,000 question. How do you stop Mason Falslev?
No, I don't know if you can, to be honest with you, but our goal is to try to slow him down and also, I mean, he's going to get his probably, but we can't allow the other guys to hurt us as well. So if he gets 25 and no one else, gets in double digits, then we're going to have a shot probably. So, but we have a few things we're going to try to make him earn his points as well, and if we do that, then you tip your cap if he still goes off. So
I guess that's the whole point. If you figure out that formula, there's going to be a whole lot of coaches calling you tomorrow morning asking you what you did.
Exactly. So we're going to try a few things, and we'll see what happens.
Good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you.
It's Coach Tyler Jones here on the pregame show. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
It's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric. It's what we do.
Welcome back to the Indians pregame show. The Indians and the Skyview Bobcats coming up. Tip-off in about 4 minutes. Well, Lyle, you heard Coach Jones talk about what he thought about the keys of the game is for both sides. Curious to get your thoughts.
I just saw Skyview the one time last night for a half or so, but, in the past under Kirk Hilliard, they like to press and trap and then try to run and shoot a lot of threes. I think if our guards are strong with the ball and don't turn it over a lot, especially on the perimeter, those live ball turnovers that turn into runouts, I think we have a good shot to, and almost in a sense, slow it down a little bit against them, make them work on defense, make them rotate, and try to get it inside to tie, see if we can get their bigs in foul trouble. So that's what I think we ought to try to do tonight, but, not to contradict anything Tyler said, being the coach, but I really do think being strong with the ball is big. When Skyview gets it going, they have a lot of energy. They get steals, they get dunks, they get runouts, and that's when they really get it going.
I'll ask you the same $100,000 question I asked him. How do you stop Mason Falslev?
Well, I think there's two things. One, you make him work when he's on defense. Make him run around and expend energy on defense. And number two, just try to take away what he likes to do a lot. I noticed in the second half yesterday, for example, he'd drive into the lane and then do a quick spin to his left. He did that 4 times in the time I was watching. Some of that scouting sort of stuff, try to take away what he wants to do and maybe make him a little frustrated.
Right. Well, it ought to be interesting, and it's coming up next. It's the Preston Indians against the Skyview Bobcats for a chance to play in the championship game tomorrow afternoon against Rigby High School here in the Preston Basketball Classic. Take a timeout, back to the starting lineups and the opening tip right after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Casasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Casasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Casasa? We're glad you asked that. Casasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Casasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Casasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
When it comes to major surgery, think small. Small town, that is. At Franklin County Medical Center, the surgical capabilities are anything but small. Partnered with the top surgeons and specialists in the region to provide advanced care to those living in southeastern Idaho. Whether it's cataract surgery, women's surgery, gallbladder removal, trauma, even a full hip or knee replacement, they have you covered. And now they're among the few hospitals in southeastern Idaho able to remove kidney stones. See just how big the surgical capabilities really are. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
If you're in the empty nester stage of life, preparing for retirement, or considering downsizing, let me suggest you consider Blue Sage Park as your new home.
This all-new community for over 55 active adults is now under construction by Ralph's Construction, the builders of many fine custom homes in Franklin County. That same quality is going into the new homes at Blue Sage Park.
Choose from 3 plans, each with over 1,400 square feet of living space on one level with a 2 or 3 car garage, 2 bedrooms, and lots of special features. These beautiful new 2-bedroom homes include large marble showers, vaulted ceilings, gas fireplaces, a park and green space for family fun, and large closets with custom organizers. Larry and Cody Ralphs are building this community for the over 55 age group with no steps, no maintenance, and a beautiful home that you own.
The first model is nearing completion, and you'll soon be able to see it for yourself. Blue Sage Park, now being built for your future at 3rd East and 3rd North in Preston.
This is Preston Indians basketball. All the excitement of the best basketball action in Idaho is just ahead. Tonight's game is brought to you by Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Idaho Salvage, Webb Funeral Home, Ron Keller Tire, Valley Implement, and Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting LLC and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any use of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting LLC is strictly prohibited. Live from a Preston Gym in Preston, Idaho, this is Preston Indians basketball. As tonight they take on the Skyview Bobcats out of Smithfield, Utah. And it's time to meet the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for Skyview, it'll be Cole Smith, a 6'1 senior. Mr. Everything, Mason Falvslip, a 6'4 junior, headed to University of Utah, will also get a start. As will Malik Harmon. He's a 6' senior. Inside, Jason Sherman, he's the big young kid that Lyle was talking about, 6'9 sophomore. And Cole Denard will start as well. They dim the lights, hit the spotlights. Almost like you ought to be talking about a Bugs Bunny cartoon, right? It's time to meet the starters for the Preston Indians. And it'll be Cooper Hobson, who had a team-high 20 points last night. Scott Dunn had an equally fine game last night for Preston as well. He had 10. Luke Smaley had 9 assists and leading the offense last night. He'll start again tonight. The only senior in the starting lineup is number 21, Riley Parker. He's a 6'3 senior. And the big man in the middle, 6'6 junior, Ty Hyde, starting tonight again for the Preston Indians. And when you look inside, where a lot of this game is going to hinge for the Indians, Lyle, and even though Ty is giving up 3 inches in height, I think strength-wise and size-wise, he's going to have an advantage over Jackson Schumann.
Yeah, he'll just, when Schumann gets the ball inside, Ty will have to play good defense with his lower half of his body and then just stand straight up with his arms and try to make Schumann shoot over him, not try to chase that block necessarily on the taller young man from Skyview.
But on the other side of the coin, Ty also has to make sure he stays out of foul trouble, can stay on the floor.
Yeah, he particularly last year as a sophomore when he came in off the bench, sometimes he'd pick up some quick fouls, and I think we're doing better this year, but that is always a key there.
The Indians made 8 3-point shots last night, 6 of them by Hobson, 2 by Scott Dunn. They held Bonneville to 7 points in the first quarter and only 8 points in the fourth. That really helped them go on to a win. In fact, they led by 12 or more the entire second half. So here we go. Sam Phipps will jump center against Ty Hyde. And welcome to the show, boy, and a full house here at Preston Gym. In the corner, it goes down to Cooper, back out top to Smaley, back to Hobson, back to Smaley again. Now over on the left side to Cook. Good ball movement early by the Indians. Over in the corner, Hobson wants a 3 right away. Needs a bounce, no. Nice rebound inside by Ty. Then Parker gets the rebound, and he has it knocked away, but it's going to stay with the Indians.
Yeah, Ty way up high strong with both hands for that board, just couldn't quite finish it.
Underneath their own basket, they get it into Hyde.
Oh,
And a crowd goes
yeah,
up and he's fouled right away. Nice move to get inside in the paint. Foul's going to go on Jackson Schumann. That's the sophomore, and that'll be his first. Last night, the Indians didn't shoot that much from the free throw line. They were only 5 of 7 overall, as Hyde misses the first here.
Yeah, I think that you'd like to get at least double digits on your free throw attempts, and double digit makes even better yet.
Ty's second. Missed them both as the rebound up high to Phipps. Here comes the Bobcats. It's quickly up into the front court. Man to keep your eye on is number 12, Mason Froelich, the guy with the ball now. Gives it off to Phipps. Nice backdoor pass. Inside it goes to Schumann. Kick it back out top. Smith down the lane, can't get a shot. He gives it up to Harmon. Back to Phipps, who traveled.
Yep, traveled. Skyview immediately will show pressure. Phipps at the point of that pressure, about 6'6", long arm, very springy and athletic.
So the ball out of bounds on the side for the Indians as they get it into Schmaley. Back to Hobson. Got to hurry, get it up into the front court. Now here comes Schmaley, he does. To Hyde over on the right side. Back out top, it comes to Cooper. He looks at another 3. Good. That hardly even moved the net. Indians break the glass first. It's 3-0 Preston. Fallslip drives off the glass. Shot is short. Rebound to Schumann is wild from 2 feet. The air ball is taken away by Schmaley. Gets it up in the front court. Back to Hobson again. Hobson right side, free throw line extended. Drives, pulls up 12-foot bank. No. Rebound inside to Schumann up high with that 6'9" frame. Gets it up in the front court to Fallslip. Back to Phipps. Another bank shot that's too strong. I think Skyview is kind of falling into the curse of the pace here early on. A little bit too much adrenaline. Ball's loose on the floor. Control, but going to be a tie-up.
Yeah.
That's going to go back over to Skyview.
Yeah, Preston's got to talk a little bit better on that one. Somebody let Smaley know that he's got a defender lurking behind him to poke that ball out.
They've missed 2 shots inside from combined 5 feet. They've missed them by a combined 9 feet.
Right. Yeah.
Up in the front court, here come the Bobcats. Cole Smith, number 5. Looks inside, gives it to Fallslip at the right elbow. Fallslip puts it to the floor to Phipps in the corner for 3. That's good. Tie game. Sam Phipps had 7 last night. That was the second high on the team. Whoops. The pass goes behind Dunn and out of bounds.
Yeah, errant pass. We're going to settle down a little bit and attack the press, get the ball in the middle, and then back out to the wing.
Say that was high on the team for Phipps, was second high on the team for Phipps. Fallslip had a total of 36, 23 of those coming in the first half. Fallslip to Phipps from the free throw line. Jumper's too strong. Again, another rebound, and that's going to be a blocking foul and be a couple of shots for Malik Horman, who will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, we had some Preston guys kind of looking at each other like, why don't you get the board instead of going and grabbing it? We got to be a little more aggressive.
Foul goes on Riley Parker. That's his first against the Indians here in the game. And the free throw put up and in. Malik Horman, 6-foot senior. Had 6 points last night, makes both free throws, and gets his team a lead here, 5-3. Look at the interception as Smith missed the layup, gets his own rebound, back to Horlick, down low. Schumann can't put it down, gets his own rebound, puts it in.
Yeah, Jones is going to timeout on that one.
Timeout called by the Indians. Got to be careful. You can't telegraph your passes. This Skyview team is much too quick. They are lurking everywhere. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by West Motors. West Motor Company is your place to go if you're in the market for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Dodge truck. Why? Simple. They make you feel like it's home sweet home. That's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they possibly can. If you call Cache Valley home, stop by West Motor Company and welcome home. 7-3, about a minute and a half into the first quarter here, as the Skyview Bobcats jump out to a bit of an early lead using that team speed that we talked about right off the top of the show.
Yeah, they are long and athletic. They've caused 2 turnovers in a row here after a made basket by Skyview. We've got to do a little better breaking that press. I think we'll see it almost every time they make a basket.
They come out in it now here too. It's a 1-2-2 zone press. They get it up to Hyde. Hyde just kind of protects it for a minute. Now gives it to Smaley, gives it back over to Hobson in the right corner. Then the pass again, telegraph, taken away by Fraley, and he lays it in. I should say falls it, lays it in, and the foul.
Yeah, and Smaley needs to foul a little harder or leave him alone. You don't want to kind of foul on the breakaway.
So they count the foul on Dunn, count the basket. Mason Fraley at the line. Or falls it, I should say. This is going to be a noisy place tonight. He completes the three-point play. And
yeah,
we have whistles.
Consultation here at the score table with the referee. And I think they put the foul on the wrong person. They got it on Scott Dunn, but he wasn't anywhere near the hoop.
Let's see if they get it straightened out here. As the ball comes into Schmaley again under full court pressure. Up to Hyde in the front court. Ty puts the ball on the floor over the corner to Dunn. Looks at a three. Good.
There we go.
Dunn with the three makes it a 10-6 lead for Skyview. As Fallsworth again walks the dribble up to the timeline. Comes over to Cole Smith in front of the bench. Phipps in the corner. That's short. Dunn has good position on Schumann and has the rebound. Gives it off to Schmaley, who walks the dribble back up into the front court. Again, Skyview into a 2-3 zone, just daring the Indians to shoot over the top. To Hyde. Backdoor comes to Parker. Can't get a shot there in the corner. Back to Cooper. He's made his second three here in the first quarter. Now it's a one-point game.
The Indians with new life here. Oh, he traveled again.
Going to call it this time? Yes, indeed. Yep. So Phipps travels, shakes his head. He can't believe the call, but then again, they never do.
Right.
As that no basket, and it stays a 10-9 lead for Skyview as we approach the midway point of quarter number one. Cooper Hobson. Whoops, ball pass deflected. It ends up in the hands of Ty Hyde. Dunn with it. Dunn looks at a three. High rebound comes off to Schumann as he gives it off to Fallsworth, back up into the front court. Fallsworth drives, spins in the middle, gives it off to Phipps. Little pump in the air and puts it in. Sam Phipps, nice move. Little ball fake in the air.
Little double pump. He gets way up high on that, and Ty just couldn't quite corral him for the block. It's foul.
Hobson draws the foul. That's his first, third on the Indians here in the first quarter.
Oh, they got Hobson. Okay.
As Phipps makes the basket, he has 6 here in the first 4 minutes. They get it up to Ty. Down low to Parker. Back to Dunn again. Looks at another three. That one's short. Parker had the rebound. Goes to Hyde. Ty with it. Puts it in. Good presence inside by Hyde to pick up the loose ball and put it back in.
Well, and that's our first 2-point field goal of the game. We got to get it inside a little more for those easier buckets.
Foslev tries to drive, stumbles, kicks it off in the corner for Smith. Now no shot there. He'll go back to Foslev. The three is off. Schumann with the rebound. Again, way off.
Yeah.
Rebound off to Schmaley up into the front court. Hobson's got a wide open three. Good. It's a three-point shooting contest, and the Indians lead by 1. 3 minutes to play here for the first quarter. Foslev, right side, free throw line extended. They double team him. They go to Phipps. Tries to turn right, goes left, back outside to Schumann. Goes back to Phipps. Three-pointer from the right side. Good again.
I'm not sure Phipps is normally that good a three-point shooter, but he sure made 2 here in the first quarter.
You know, I think as a ball, nice pass by Hyde underneath the Riley Parker. That ties the game back at 16. I think, like you, I think I would probably pay Phipps to stand out here and shoot all day.
Yeah, I think we don't mind that as much.
Driving, Horman lays it off to Schumann for the layup. Nice little give and go.
Yeah, we didn't get a good defensive rotation there. Open layup for Schumann.
18-16. Skyview leads here in the first. At a ruckus gym here at Preston High School. Three-pointer by Dunn is no good. Ty slams it off the floor trying to control the rebound, but it's going to go back over to Skyview.
Yeah. Boy, Ty working hard in there, just couldn't quite come up with that board.
The usual rotation. Garrett Ward comes in about halfway through the quarter, replacing Riley Parker. Tell you what, this place is crowded and it is full of folks. Smithfield, of course, only about a 20-mile drive away, and they made the journey here on a Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
Foslev comes over here on the right side to Cole Smith. Again, down in the corner to Phipps. Smith has it. Again, back in the corner to Phipps again. Another three. That one's no good. Long rebounds off to Schmaley. Here comes Luke ahead to Scott Dunn, and he's fouled from behind.
Yeah, they'll get, it's on Foslev too, even better. Skyview faithful wholeheartedly disagree, but
pulls the jersey up over his head. You keep doing that, and you're going to be sitting for a while.
Yeah, now he's going to go talk to the ref, but he's not going to change anything.
You're behind, and you take a full swing swat like that, you're going to get a foul every time.
Yeah.
So here's Scott Dunn. Makes the first. Dunn with 10 points last night. He made a couple of threes in the game. More importantly, on that tough defense that Preston played last night, he stole the ball 3 times.
Yeah, Dunn very athletic and active in that passing lane on defense. Knocks down a couple big freebies to tie the game.
We're back tied at 18, and Dunn has 5 here in the first quarter. Foslev spinning down the lane, can't get by Hyde. Now throws it in the corner to Smith for a 3. High arcing is off the top of the board. Rebound inside is no good. Put up by Jace Wright, who's just checked into the game. Back up into the right corner, back to Dunn, who drives, weaves his way through traffic. Layup no good. Rebound by Hyde. Put back is in.
Ty Hyde working hard on the board. Love it.
1:05 to play in the first. Preston back up by a deuce. It's 20-18. Foslev in the paint. Tried to get it to Phipps. Bodies all over the floor, picked up by Preston as it ends up in the hands of Garrett Ward. Ward has a free walk up into the front court as he hands it to Schmaley. Inside a minute now to play here in the first. 45 seconds to play. Ward in the left corner. Looking to give the ball up. Gives it to Schmaley here on the left side. Looking for
they're holding. Oh, what? Oh. Wow.
What was that? They're going to call an illegal screen.
They're going to call an illegal screen on Garrett Ward.
That's a bad call.
Wow. Garrett down there on the baseline. Tyler Jones asking for an explanation. Says the Skyview kid was grabbing him. What does that count for? Not going to get it though.
So with 38 seconds left here in the first, it'll belong to Skyview baseline backcourt. Tyler Parker's going to come in. Scott Dunn will come and get a little bit of a rest here at the final 38 seconds of the quarter. Preston's going to set up in what looks like a 1-1-2-1 zone. As it comes to Phipps, and he travels again.
Third travel of the first quarter on Phipps.
I love his reactions.
Every time, it's like not another travel.
He looks like he just found out he left his homework at home. Spencer Sorensen's going to check in, a 6'5" senior. Boy, they are tall across that bottom line.
Yeah, they take out a 6'6", put in a 6'5", and off they go.
So here comes Smaley with the dribble back up into the front court. Luke comes around the screen set by Hyde. They switch. Look inside, can't get it there. They got a mismatch inside. Ball dropped by Parker, picked up by Skyview with 12 seconds to play. Working for the last shot. Fallsliv up into the front court.
Yeah, you got to think Fallsliv will take it one way or another.
He fumbles the ball.
He fumbles
now
it.
he kicks the ball, picked up by Hyde, get rid of it. Ahead to Smaley, trying to get a shot. No foul called, and there's the buzzer. So the first quarter comes to an end. Preston holds a 2-point lead after the first quarter, and we are back after this on AM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
It's refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Do you like earning interest on your money? If so, Lewiston State Bank has the account for you. This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tremonton branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewiston State
Welcome
Bank,
back as we head to quarter number 2 after a very entertaining opening quarter. Preston leads by a score of 20-8 here in the first, or 20-18. Yeah, there was an 8 in there somewhere. And Cooper Hobson with 3 threes in the first quarter has 9 points. Leads all scorers in the first
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated.
Ball belongs to the Indians.
It's
start
even
quarter
better
number
when you
2
can get everything you
as
need.
Parker hands
Quality
it to
parts at
Smaley.
fair prices. The team at
Smaley
Preston
looks
Auto
over
Parts
toward the bench.
CarQuest
Jones
appreciate
hands
every
holds up a
customer.
hand to call a
They
play.
work hard to
Now
make sure
Luke
that you have
drives.
the right part
Can't
the
penetrate,
first
so
time,
he'll pull the
on
ball
time.
back outside the arc
Whether it's
again. And we
motorcycles,
got
farm
double
and
fouls
ranch,
inside.
or car and truck parts, you can always
Double
get it
foul.
all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17
Going to go
South
on
State
high.
Street in Preston.
Yeah, the refs are going to try to
on 5
or 24, I think. Well,
24. I thought it was Smith who was standing next to him.
Oh. No, they put 24 on the board.
Then we'll call it on Jace Wright. First for each.
Yeah, the referee's trying to get control of the physicality a little bit.
5 team fouls for the Indians here, just barely into quarter number 2. Another three-pointer for Hobson is off. Right rebound to Fallsliv, out front to Horman, lay it up and in. Malik Horman with 4 points. We're even again at 20s. Ward, right side, free throw line extended, back out top to Parker. They'll swing it back over to Hobson again.
It's always refreshing to
Smaley
shop
back
where you
out
know
top.
you're appreciated.
Takes a three-pointer.
It's
This
even
one's
better
no
when
good.
you can get everything
And
you
battle
need.
inside and a
Quality
holding
parts at
foul.
fair prices. The team at
Preston's
Preston
going to stay with the Indians.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody against Skyview. It's going to go against 10. That's Spencer Sorensen, the 6'5" senior. That's his first. And now 14 fouls against Skyview as well.
You can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest.
Well,
Stop
see if
in
the
today
Indians
at
can get
17
something
South
easy off the
State Street in
inbounds.
Preston.
Cooper drives, hangs in the paint, put it in.
It wasn't easy, but it went.
But pretty. He made it look easy.
Yeah.
Back up by 2 are the Indians. Scott Dunn checks back in. He'll come back into the next dead ball.
The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts.
Fosliv holds up a fist and says, we'll run this play.
Go to our website at
He'll take a 3. Needs a bounce, won't get it. And Ward has the rebound. Pushes up into the front court. Hobson with a 3 from the right side. No good. Has good position inside. Ball taken away by Skyview. Here comes Horman again. Into the left corner. Can't get a shot. As he gives it up to Cole to board. A 3 from a long way out. Straight away is no good. Schmaley has the rebound. Here comes Luke. Ahead to Hobson. That should be a kicking violation. They don't call it. As that goes into the front court. Intercepted by Schmaley. Back to Hyde. Hyde going to the basket. Foul on its way.
Ty with a good job of drawing the contact
the
and
right part the first
finishing,
time
although
on
didn't
time.
quite go in that time.
Whether it's motorcycles,
That's
farm and
5
ranch,
team
lawn
fouls
and garden,
apiece
car and
now.
truck parts,
And
you
the
can
fouls
always get it all
on
at
Malik
Preston
Foreman.
Auto
That's
Parts
his
Car
first.
Quest. Stop in today at
And Hyde will
17
go to the
South
free throw
State
line.
Street in Preston.
You know, even though these teams are so close together, there's really not a lot of results to be found between these two teams. Over the past few years, it would appear that they've only played a total of a couple of times.
Yeah, I don't remember many games at all between Preston and Skyview since I've been up here anyways, and you'd think they would play more, just being 20 minutes apart. But
Ty makes the first, made them both, and a timeout called on the floor here by Skyview. We'll take one here as well. 6:10 left here in the second quarter. Back after this timeout on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. Indians lead by 4, 24-20, and Lyle, just to finish that thought, in fact, the last time these two teams would have played was December the 12th, 2016, in a game that was won by Skyview 69-47. So they haven't played almost 2 years to the date.
Oh, he traveled.
He traveled, slips and falls, and ball comes off. Here comes Parker, sees the defenders back in greater numbers, so he'll pull the ball back up, give it to Smaley, and they'll set up the offense. 5:45 to play here in the second quarter. 24-20. Indians lead on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Smaley drives, takes it down to the right corner. Ooh, he slips a little bit as well. It's batted out of bounds as that's going to be last touch by Jace Wright. He's going to stay with the Indians.
Skyview being very physical with Luke on that drive. And we kind of talked about in the opening. He's got to continue to be strong with his dribble and strong with the ball.
Cole Smith back into the game. Jonathan Burgess, number 2 in black, into the game for the first time tonight for Skyview. Smaley looking over to the bench, trying to get a play. Now dictates it out to the rest of the team. Wants to drive down the paint. Pulls up, goes over Smith, traveling. No shot.
I like the idea, though. He could take the guy guarding him. That's what Tyler's telling him. Go all the way in and just lay that thing up.
Needed to take one more bounce with that dribble, and that would have been a good shot.
Yeah.
So here comes Fallsliv back up into the front court. Fallsliv gives it off to Burgess. Cuts to Fallsliv, go cutting back door. He'll go to the free throw line. Shot was no good. Be a holding foul against
Hobson.
Wow, fell against Hobson. I thought they were going to call it against Hyde.
Yeah.
That's 16 fouls against the Indians. They're out of fouls here for the last 5 minutes and 14 seconds of the half.
It's like Hyde's wrist is bothering that wrist that's taped up.
So here's Fallsliv at the line. First one is good. If denying him points or access to the ball was the game plan, it's worked out pretty well. With almost halfway through quarter number 2, he has only 4 points.
Yeah, credit some of that to Scott Dunn, who's actually drawn the assignment of guarding him here in this first half.
Makes them both. It also seems like he's played a little out of control, maybe just a little too frantic here in the early going.
Yeah. Now with Schumann out of the game, maybe we can get Hyde a shot inside here.
As Hyde kind of bails out like he's being pushed out of the way by Phipps, as driving is Smaley, finds himself down low. That's a double dribble.
Yeah, he got caught in no man's land down on the baseline.
Yeah, he does that. Somebody's got to come help the ball. Stays a 2-point advantage for Preston, 24-22. 4:45 to play here in the half. Bounce to the Fallsliv. Right elbow. 16-foot, doesn't take the shot, ends up in the corner to Burgess. He tries to drive back to Smith. Smith will try to get it back to Fallsliv. Nice denial of the ball by Dunn. Finally, they get it to him. And he says, we'll run the fist play again. Comes down to the right side. Now he wants to go down the baseline. Can't get a shot, kicks it off. Burgess for 3. Good.
Yeah, Fallsliv drawing attention there and able to kick.
Hobson and Riley Parker back in for the Indians next time the ball is dead. Skyview back up by a point and a holding foul away from the ball. That's going to go against Cole Smith. That's his first. And it also puts Skyview out of fouls for the half, as each team now with 6, and that means free throws for both sides the rest of the way. Tyler Parker and Luke Schmaley both leave. So that'll leave Garrett to run the offense. Trying to get the ball inside. Can't. Got to get it in. Got to get it in. As the ball is deflected all the way down the floor. Should go back to the Indians.
Should be, could be Preston.
As that was
all three referees look at each other.
That ball was punched by Fallsliv to keep it in play. And they do give it back to Preston. It's important that the Indian inbounders don't let the referees make them stand under the basket.
Right.
Three-pointer by Parker. Needs a high bounce. Ward with the rebound inside. Gets it back out to Dunn. Back to Hyde. 17-footer. Good.
Ty doesn't shoot from there very often, but that one looked good.
Yeah, look at Ty. The right hand that's bandaged, it looks like they bandaged to support the thumb.
Yeah.
As DeBoard has it. Gives it off to Burgess. Comes around the top of the key. Over in the corner it goes to Cole Smith. Wants to drive baseline. Pulls up. Can't get a shot. Back to Burgess. Now back up to DeBoard for 3. Good.
Pretty well defended by the Indians. Just a good shot over the outstretched hand of the defender there.
2-point lead for Skyview on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. 3:10 to play in the half. Nice pass down low to Hyde. Put it in. We're tied.
There we go. Good little screen along the baseline to free up Hyde.
Tie with 9 here in the first half. Back to Fallsliv. Look, that backdoor lob play. Couldn't get a shot, so they give it back out to Burgess. Back to Cole and Smith in the corner. Back to Burgess. Steps inside the arc. That shot is no good.
Good box out by Riley.
Riley with a good box out, able to pick up the rebound. They'll give it to Ward. He'll walk the dribble back up to the timeline. In the corner it goes to Dunn. Dunn back to Hyde at the elbow. Steps in. Gets an extra little step inside the paint. Shot won't go down for him. Fallsliv with the rebound. Pushes up into the front court. Back to Burgess. Wants to drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Board for another 3. Good again.
Well, he's proven he can shoot now. Time to guard him up.
He made 2 3-pointers last night. He made the same number here tonight on the same 2 trips down the floor. Ward gets it back top of the key. Now over on the right side as it goes back to Dunn. Out top to Hobson.
Well, we have a mismatch if we can find him.
Down the middle, Hobson drives. Foul, count the basket, and it counts. If Phipps doesn't like the idea that he travels, wait for this reaction.
All right. I like the aggressiveness by Hobson there.
Count the basket for Cooper Hobson. Gives him 11. He'll go to the free throw line to try to complete the 3-point play and tie the game again with 1:58 left in the half. Short as Phipps able to get the rebound inside of Ty Hyde. Fallsliv up into the front court. Wants to give it up. Phipps down the middle as he ran over and then steps over Hyde. That is not a good idea. Yeah. You want to instigate trouble? That's how to do it.
Yeah, the step over is not good.
Well, corner, it goes to Schmaley. Back out top, Parker driving, give it off to Hyde, double team foul. Was it the front man or the back man? We'll take either one.
We'll see who they got. No, they got
They're going to give on Fallsliv. That's his second. So Ty's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Ty's 3rd trip to the line this half.
So here's Hyde back to the line. 2 for 4 last night from the free throw line. Makes this one. Fallsliv goes to the bench. Malik Horman back in.
Yeah, Skyview's 6'9" center's been on the bench most of the first half here, so Hyde's been able to have a little more operating room in there.
Hyde's second. He makes them both.
Oh, good. Now some pressure here from the Indians.
1 point game. Skyview on top, 33-34. Horman kicks it back to Phipps. Driving again.
Going
to call a charging foul this time. And Phipps goes apoplectic.
Yeah, they really could and should have called it the previous time down the floor and didn't.
Same play.
Yeah, Coach Jones made sure the refs knew. Call that next time, fellas, and they did.
That's 2 on Phipps, 9 on the team. You don't shoot free throws on an offensive foul. So the next foul against Skyview would give Preston put Preston in the double bonus, but there's only 1:10 left in the half. Dunn to Taylor Parker. And offensive foul.
They're going to get an offensive foul on Ty, setting the screen.
That's 2 on Ty, 7 on the Indians. Ty's going to come to the bench. Riley Parker back into the game.
Yeah, you don't want him to pick up that third in the last minute of the quarter here.
So still a 1 point game, 33-32. Skyview on top on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard with 1 minute left to play in the half. Pass comes over on the right side to Horman. Tries to weave his way through traffic. Finds himself all the way at the basket and somehow lays it in.
Wow, looked like he was going to fall over halfway through the drive. He made it.
Inside a minute, 45 seconds to play. You see the clock up in the corner. As Schmaley draws a foul, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Horman draws the foul. That's 2 on him. Fallsliv, Horman, and Phipps all with 2 fouls tonight for Skyview. For Preston, Ty Hyde and Cooper Hobson have 2. First free throw by Schmaley is no good. Luke was pretty good from the free throw line last night. He made 3 out of 4.
Yeah, normally I think pretty reliable free throw shooter. I think he'll hit this one.
Here's the second. Gets Bitts good. Gets Preston back to within a 2-point basket. As back up into the front court, it comes to Horman. Horman loses it, taken away by Ward. Ward 2-on-1 with Schmaley laid up and in. We're tied again with 35 seconds to play in the half. Full court pressure again put on by Preston. As it comes to Smith. Back to Burgess. Back to Smith. Hustles it up into the front court. In the corner to Board for another 3. Wow. Good again.
Tyler Parker right there in his face when he shot that.
3 threes in the quarter for DeBoer. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Skyview up 3. Schmaley gives it off to Hobson. 3 seconds. Can he match it? In and out. DeBoer has the rebound, and that's the end of the first half. Entertaining, yes. High scoring, no, but very entertaining as Skyview goes off with a 3-point lead. It's 38-35. Take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll talk about the first half after this timeout on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today. Since 1958, when the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires.
Welcome back. We are at halftime. You see the score, and a very close game in the first half as the away team, we use that as a figure of speech, not that far away. Skyview leading 38-35 over the Preston Indians, and we thought both a very entertaining and well-played first half.
Yeah, you know, the score normally you put up 35 and a half, you're going to be in the lead here, but Indians gave up 20 points in that second quarter. Skyview got kind of hot from the three-point line, and it's not that we were not scoring well, just we need to clamp down a little more on defense and watch those turnovers.
I think we found the answer to Coach Jones's question. The way to keep him from scoring fouls that we're talking about is to keep him on the bench.
Right. And, it's like the old joke about the only person to hold Michael Jordan under 20 points a game was Dean Smith, his college coach. But, the Falslev was he was good in the first half, but he didn't take over the game, and the Indians have to be encouraged by that.
Yeah, and that's the important part. He only had 5 points in the first half, but is he like a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off when the second half starts?
Right. Yeah, he certainly will come out firing in the third quarter, I would think.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Franklin County Medical Center. At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back into the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medical and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you a treatment plan designed to get you back on your feet. So give them a call today. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meets. We'll take a timeout. We'll look at the stats from the first half of tonight's game. We'll do all that as we continue right after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search KASASA.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
If you're doing some cleanup work around the yard, the house, the garage, or the farm, remember, you can turn scrap metal into cash when you take that metal to Idaho Salvage and Metal in Preston. They pay top dollar for aluminum cans, aluminum window and door frames, brass and steel. They take junk cars and trucks, farm equipment, and industrial gear. So rather than taking that stuff to the landfill, park it on the scales at Idaho Salvage and Metal on West Oneida in Preston.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
You see the score. Skyview leads by 3 at the halftime break, and Lyle Fuller has a look at the halftime stats.
Yeah, for the Preston Indians, big first half for Ty Hyde and Cooper Hobson. Hyde, as you can see on the board there, had 12 points. Hyde goes 4 for 6 on 2-pointers, 4 for 6 from the free throw line for his 12 points. I've got Ty with 6 rebounds in that first half. So he was very aggressive and physical in there. Luke Smaley had a 2-point bucket, goes 1 for 2 from the line, and has 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Scott Dunn, 1 for 4 on threes, and 2 for 2 from the line will give him 5 points. Cooper Hobson came out firing again, really got us off to a good start in that first half. He goes 2 for 3 on twos, 3 for 7 on 3 balls, and 0 for 1 at the line for 13 points for Cooper Hobson. Riley Parker had a basket and a couple rebounds. Garrett Ward had a rebound, didn't score, but did play in that first half. Tyler Parker also played in the first half, didn't score. We didn't see Rhett Robertson there in that first half, so he's not in the book. But 35 here at half for the Indians, and unfortunately, that's on the wrong end of the scoreboard here at halftime.
Well, We're about 3 minutes away from the beginning of the second half. We'll take another timeout. Before we do, we'll remind you the winner of this game will take on Rigby tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock in the championship game of the tournament.
Yeah, the Rigby Trojans, they're undefeated on the season, I believe, ranked in the top 5 in the Idaho 5A ranks. If we can come back and pull this out here in the second half, we'll have the Jones versus Jones Bowl, so to speak, in the championship. But Rocky Mountain, a very good team, ranked number 1 in 5A, actually. Rocky is playing in this tournament without their best player, Briggs Ranstrom, who turned an ankle, according to the Rocky Mountain folks. Ransom, a 6'7" junior, is a really good player, already has an Idaho State offer.
Nice.
But, yeah, Rocky's good, and if we lose, we'd play Rocky tomorrow as well. So either way, we'll have a tough game. And the great thing about these preseason tournaments, you can learn about yourself, you can get better, and it doesn't really matter in terms of the district standings, district tournament, and state playoffs.
So ought to be interesting. Either way, we'll be with you tomorrow afternoon here on mylocalradio.com, either about 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock for the championship game. Take a break, back with the second half right after this.
Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest. Most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
If you're in the empty nester stage of life, preparing for retirement, or considering downsizing, let me suggest you consider Blue Sage Park as your new home.
This all-new community for over 55 active adults is now under construction by Ralph's Construction, the builders of many fine custom homes in Franklin County. That same quality is going into the new homes at Blue Sage Park.
Choose from 3 plans, each with over 1,400 square feet of living space on one level, with a 2 or 3 car garage, 2 bedrooms, and lots of special features. These beautiful new 2-bedroom homes include large marble showers, vaulted ceilings, gas fireplaces, a park and green space for family fun, and large closets with custom organizers. Larry and Cody Ralphs are building this community for the over 55 age group with no steps, no maintenance, and a beautiful home that you own.
The first model is nearing completion, and you'll soon be able to see it for yourself. Blue Sage Park, now being built for your future at 3rd East and 3rd North in Preston.
Home sweet home. That's where you go for a home-cooked meal, a good night's sleep, and, well, people who just like you for who you are. So if you call Cache Valley home, we hope you'll call West Motor home. Home to Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and of course home to Ram trucks. West Motor Company is home to so many car buyers in this area. It's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they can possibly finagle. Simply put, it feels right at West Motor. WestMotorCompany.com. Welcome home.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices.
We'll start the second half. Skyview leading by 3, 38-35. Bobcats have the ball to start quarter number 3. Dan Hubbard along with Lyle Fuller. Glad to have you with us here at Preston Gym, round 2 of the Preston Basketball Classic, as Mason Fallslip back in to start the second half for Skyview. Gives it off on the left side. Three-pointer put up is way too long, as hustling to get the rebound underneath was Fallslip. Goes back to Smith. Kicks it back down top. Back to Horman. Down low, Schumann. His shot is too strong, as Hyde has the rebound. Quickly up the floor. It goes to Dunn. Dunn put it up and in. Foul, and it counts.
Didn't see much of a foul, but I think they got Schumann down low with the body.
It will go against Schumann. That's his second.
Indians fortunate on that last trip, Dan. We gave up 2 offensive rebounds and a couple of shots right at the rim that didn't fall for Skyview.
Once again, the big guys inside playing way too strong, as Dunn makes the three-point play. The little gimme shots inside that should be their bread and butter, they're missing by miles.
Yeah, and DeBoer, who hit 3 threes, airballed his first 3-point attempt there in the second half.
Schumann kicks it off in the corner. Smith from the right corner. Good.
Or Smith, rather, yeah.
That's his first points of the game. And it puts Skyview back up by 3 again, 41-38. Smaley up top, over on the left side. It goes to Dunn. Back to Smaley. Kick it back to Hobson. A wide open 3. Good. Yep. Three-pointer for Cooper, another one. Gives him 16 in the contest. Skip pass over the top of the thing, but up the top of the defense. Now comes back to Fallsliff. Again, goes in the corner, back to Smith. Smith to Horman, back to Fallsliff. Lob it inside to Schumann. That's good. That's a good pass.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Skyview.
Hyde. Give it to Smith, and that's going to be a block. Wow. That's a break.
Yeah.
Riley Parker had a two-step head start before he ran into him.
Yeah, and Riley was a little out of control on the drive, but I think the Skyview kid was moving a little bit.
Ball comes in to Dunn as he comes out near the timeline to meet it. As bodies crash together, look out. The referee's going to look at each other and they're going to give it back to Preston.
Well, Fallsliff definitely tipped it. Hobson a little slow getting up there.
Took the brunt of the blow.
Yeah. Hobson, I like to see him be a little stronger with that pass. That was kind of a little soft, underhanded shovel pass.
Yeah,
you got to get it there, zip it.
These guys are much too quick and savvy to be able to get away with a pass like that. Back in the corner, back to Hobson. He's got another three. Not no good. Rebound inside to Schumann. He's bodied by Parker, and that's going to be a foul on Parker. Riley Parker gets his first team foul against Preston here in the second half. Still a 2-point game, 43-41. Skyview on top.
Riley gives up several inches to Schumann, but probably way about the same.
Fallsliff, air ball from 12.
This is everything.
Boy, that's like somebody handing you the winning lottery numbers.
Yeah. I don't think you see that one too often here. Indians have a chance, though, to tie it up now.
Here comes Schmaley, goes down the left side. Fallsliff on the defense. Lob inside to High, loses his man, lay it in.
Great job by Ty. He sealed Phipps off, and they threw the lob over the top.
Here comes Fallsliff down the right side. Pips with it in the corner, now wants to drive. Hangs in the paint, that's no good. Air ball taken by Dunn. Here come the Indians, 3-on-3. Scotty all the way to the basket, lay it in.
Oh, got it.
They just beat him down the floor.
Great job by Scotty. Nobody stopped him, so got all the way to the rim.
Little 4-0 run gives the Indians the lead again, 45-43. Fallsliff goes in and stays in and goes around like a motorcycle in a motor drum, but stayed down. Fallsliff with 7 now here in the game. Tied at 45. 3 minutes into the second half. Schmaley dribbling against Phipps. Gives it off to Hobson. Hobson in the corner to Dunn. Back to Hobson. Back over to Schmaley again. Luke will pull the ball back out with Fallsliff on playing against him in this man-to-man defense. Has a wide open three. That's no good. As Phipps did a pretty good job shielding off High. You couldn't really get off the floor. So the ball comes back to Skyview as Fallsliff comes up into the front court. Three-pointer from straight away is good. Fallsliff had 23 in the second quarter last night, and so hopefully he won't get that going like he did last night. 3-point lead for Skyview. To Dunn in the right corner, bounce it down low to nobody. Tried to get it to Hyde. Hyde wasn't down on the baseline where the pass was.
Yeah. Dunn arguing it was tipped, but it's going to go to Skyview.
Yeah, I think that's kind of an empty argument.
Yeah. Hyde was open. Had he been able to get it to him, I think Hyde would have scored a layup there.
I think the pass was too far to the baseline. Yeah. Hyde may have been behind the backboard if he would even caught the pass. As it comes to Horman. Horman driving all the way. And nope, that's going to be a blocking foul. Who are they going to give it to?
They're going to give it to Riley Parker.
Nope.
Hyde.
Wow, that's 3 on Ty.
Well, Tyler's got a decision to make here. And I thought they were going to get Riley, but it's Ty Hyde on the board with his third.
Horman really got a break because that drive was way out of control.
Yeah.
He gets 2 shots, misses the first. Ward will come back in, replacing Riley Parker. Ty's going to stay in for the time being with 3 fouls.
Yeah, Ty will have to be careful here.
So the free throw is good, makes it 49-45. Skyview backed up by 4 again. Neither team really has led by more than about 4 or 5. Down low, Cooper's. His short bank is no good in traffic. Phipps has the rebound, gives it off to Forsliff, who pushes the ball back up to the front court. Try to set up the defense. Spin move that you talked about. Kick it back off. Borman for another 3. Good again. Timeout, Preston. 3:26 left in the quarter. We'll take a timeout. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
As the ball down low to Hyde. Ty turns on Schumann, gets him up in the air, and then he draws the foul.
Ty has a knack for getting his guy up in the air, then getting his body into him, getting the shot up on the board, and getting the foul called.
So both the big men in the middle, Ty and Jackson Schumann, now with 3 fouls apiece. First one by Hyde is good.
Yeah.
Ty with 14 last night. He matches his number from last night with that free throw. Now he can move past that as he gets the second foul shot here. Second one, he makes them both. Gives him 15. And full court pressure put on by the Indians, and a nice deflection by Garrett Ward.
Yeah.
Ball now will move right, they'll bring it in right in front of the Preston bench. Phipps will bring it in and gets it off to Fallsliv. Again, full court pressure. Over to Horman. Horman comes back to Fallsliv. Almost intercepted again, but now gives him an odd man break. Blocked from behind by Schmaley. Hobson driving off the glass, blocking foul, no shot.
Hobson, the aggressive drive down that left side and picks up the foul, trip to the line. Looked like Skyview had a layup there. Luke Schmaley came flying in way up high and blocked that.
A foul goes on Horman, his third. 14 fouls against the Bobcats here in the second half. First one by Hobson is short. Still a 5-point lead here for the Bobcats. Tyler Parker is going to come in as Ty Hyde's going to come to the bench. They give away about 4 inches in height inside, but they can afford that without Schumann on the floor. Hobson's second is good. He now has 17 in the game.
Indians with more pressure, but
Fallsliff driving, lay it off down low. I think Hobson may have got a piece of that, but it comes to Mason Fallsliff on the putback and in. Schmaley drives, now he'll pull the ball back out as the defense was back. Gives it off to Hobson. Schmaley fills the right wing, gets the ball, free throw line extended. Back to Ward, swing it over to Dunn on the left side. Waiting for Hobson to come back and meet the ball, and a whistle, got a man on the floor. It's going to be an offensive foul against the Indians.
What are they going to get here?
That's Ward.
Ward?
Some sort of illegal screening.
That's 2 illegal screen calls on Garrett tonight. He looks at Coach Jones and said, what did I do here? But he's trying to free up Hobson for a 3 from the top of the key there.
So quickly up into the front corners, back to the board. Now back to Phipps. His pass is deflected. Ends up back in the hands of Phipps. Now Fallsliff driving all the way to the basket and lays it in. He has 15 and the lead is out to 8.
Yeah, Fallsliff kind of getting in an offensive rhythm here in the third quarter.
Hobson holds back to Parker. Dunn here on the right side, and a holding foul away from the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to go on the board.
The board trying to keep up with Cooper Hobson as he runs the baseline there. Grabbed him.
5 team fouls now on Skyview as Ty comes back in. Trying to figure out who we're going to replace. It's Scott Dunn who comes to the bench. 1:53 left here in quarter number 3 on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Preston trails by 8, 56-48. And the pass, Hobson thought Ty was going one way and Ty went the other.
Yeah. Too bad, unforced turnover there.
It's one of those little mental mistakes you cannot have against this kind of team. As the pass is deflected, ends up in the hands of Phipps in the corner to Board. Another 3. Oh, he's human. As Falsliff gets the rebound and bounces it off of the foot of Schmaling out of bounds.
So the Indians down 8, minute 37 to go in the third. I'd like to see him cut it under 5 here as we go into fourth.
Falsliff, DeBoard driving along the baseline, doesn't get a shot, and they'll kick it all the way around back to Burgess. That's no good. Rebound inside, comes off to Parker. 1:20 to play in the quarter. Quickly up into the front court. Back to Hobson. Has it poked away from behind. That's a holding foul. That's actually a really good call.
Yeah.
Because Jonathan Burgess hooked him with one arm and then reached around and knocked the ball away.
Yeah, that's that little playground play that you try to do when your guy beats you on the dribble. But ref's right on top of it.
Dunn will come back. Scotty going to replace Garrett Ward, who will come to the bench. As Hobson gets it into Dunn. Look down low, nothing there. One bounce dribble. Now they'll get it down to Hyde. Ty, that little left foot drop step, now goes strong to the basket and puts it in. They get it down to 6 with 1:05 to play. Falsliff down the right side. Wants to shoot over Dunn. Oh, that's
the NBA draw, 3-point foul or foul on 3-point play.
Tell you what, anybody else on the court, they don't get that call.
Yeah,
that's a reputation foul.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
Because I watched time and time again last night in the early games today, guys do that, no call.
Yeah, where you pump fake the defender, get it, the defender going up, and then jump forward into him.
Yeah.
And get the refs to call a foul.
And he missed the free throw. See, the idea is when you get the defender, you're supposed to still go vertical, even offensively.
Right.
You jump into the man.
The defender's entitled his space.
That's
up
right.
and down.
He makes the second. Because it was a 3-point attempt, they'll give him 3 shots. So he made one, missed one. Here comes the third. Made the third. It's back to an 8-point advantage again. Spencer Sorensen's going to come in to replace Sam Phipps, who goes to the bench with 1 minute exactly remaining here in the quarter. Back out to an 8-point advantage again for Skyview. Dunn with it, left side. Gets it off to Tyler Parker, who's back into the game. Back to Hobson, bounce down low to Hyde. Has the man on his hip. Looks to turn inside. Now he'll go back right. Fouled, and basket will not go down for him. Spencer Sorensen's going to get called for the foul.
Good patience by Ty Hyde in the post. Took a couple dribbles, surveyed, and then made a strong move, but spinning back to the right.
So here's Ty at the free throw line. First one is good, gives him 19. Ty now leads the team in scoring for the game. Cuts the lead down to 7, 58-51. Second one will not go down, and Hobson is going to be over the back.
Yeah.
Silly foul by Cooper, and unfortunately that's going to be 4 on him.
Yeah, that was not a foul that anybody from Preston wanted him to get.
They just announced 3. I have him with 4 unofficially. But they officially have him with 4. Here comes Falsliff driving in the corner. DeBoard looks to shoot. And a traveling violation by Burgess. With 35 seconds left in the quarter.
You see that so often, especially at the high school levels. Guys getting in a hurry at the three-point line, and they shuffle their feet as they take off.
Preston in the bonus now for the rest of the game. 17 fouls against Skyview, but next one against Preston will put Skyview in the same situation. Schmaley wants to penetrate, pulls the ball back out. 20 seconds to play in the quarters. The clock continues to run. The Indians will work for the last shot. Schmaley backs out near the timeline. Clock down to 12, now 11, 10. Looking to put the ball in motion. He goes left. In the corner, nothing there. Back out top to Hobson. Lets the man fly over him. That's exactly what I'm talking about. As down goes Jace Wright, very hard. The foul is away from the play on somebody completely different. They called the foul on Schumann down low, but that's exactly what I was talking about. That's got to be a foul.
Yeah, if you call it on the one end,
exactly.
How do you not call on the other?
He kicked Hobson going over the top.
Yeah, behind the three-point line. Right. So instead of 3 free throws, Hobson goes to the line. He'll hit for a one-on-one.
So the foul against Jace. Well, maybe they did call it against Wright after all, because now they have 2 on the board for him. As the first foul, or first shot rather, by Hobson is good. You can get it down to the 5 you want here if he makes this free throw, and he does. So there's the 5-point advantage. Less than a second to go in the quarter. The shot by Philslip is off the board and no good. We're done with 3. The fourth quarter of tonight's game, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, is coming up next after this timeout on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
To shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need. Quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, and the Indians start it trailing by 5, 58-53. They have the ball to start the fourth. Schmaley up into the front court. Down low to Hyde. Back door, nope, nothing there. So he'll give it back to Dunn. Dunn drives all the way, put it up and in.
It's that sneaky speed by Scott Dunn. He just goes by people.
Yep, and he got to Spencer Sorensen and went up by past him like he was nailed to the floor. Backdoor play. Foslip has it, slam dunk.
Didn't even really take a step. Just went up and dunked off 2 feet.
60-55 here in the fourth quarter, sponsored by Webb Funeral Home. Indians trail by 5. Ward back into the game. We got a foul away from the ball as Sorensen and Hyde wrestling underneath. And that's going to go on Sorensen, his third.
Hyde's been in a wrestling match all game down there, and they got Sorensen there.
That's 9 team fouls now on Skyview. One more, and it'll put Preston into the double bonus. But Ty's going to shoot 1 and 1 here. Ty, who has 20s, one of his bigger games of the year.
Oh.
The first one is no good. Phipps back into the game to start the fourth quarter, has the rebound, gives it off to Foslip. Foslip, again, wanted to lean in, try to draw the foul. Instead, it goes down the baseline as Horman will draw the foul and go to the free throw line. The foul's going to go against Hobson, his fourth.
So that'll be Hobson's fourth.
Now they're going to bring Tyler Parker in.
So we'll lose.
Cooper's going to go to the bench here for a couple of minutes.
Lose a little bit of offensive firepower there.
Well, certainly losing outside threats. Now the defense for Skyview theoretically can really pack it back in.
Yeah, yep.
Foreman misses the first. Foreman's second is good. Foreman with 8, and it's a 6-point lead, 61-55 for Skyview. 7 minutes to play. Straightaway two-pointer is no good. Ball wrapped, tapped around. Nice job by Garrett to take it away, then threw it away. Unfortunately, it ends up in the hands of Cole DeBoard. DeBoard brings it up into the front court. Back to Horman in the left corner. Driving, flips it up over his head. Offensive foul.
Yeah. That's 3 times in the second half he's been completely out of control. They call him from the offensive foul that time. I don't believe in rewarding the guy. He literally threw the ball up backwards because he was so out of control on that.
That's 4 on Horman, 10 team fouls against Skyview. That puts Preston into the double bonus for the final 6.5 minutes. Schmaley driving, spinning, then has it poked away from behind. It'll stay with Preston underneath their own basket. And we got a warning against the head coach of the Skyview Bobcats, Kirk Hilliard.
Yeah.
As he comes back into Dunn. Scotty out top, tries to give it to Ward, and a foul against Horman. That's 5.
Yeah. Horman will take the seat.
Horman fouls out with 6:31 to play, and that's going to put Garrett Ward at the free throw line for 2. And now he's going to get a warning and a stern talking to by the official for pulling his jersey up over the head in an unsportsmanlike act.
Yeah, referees don't like to be showed up like that by a player.
Kicked him out of the game, should have teed him up as well. So Ward goes to the free throw line.
Double bonus, he'll get 2 shots.
Double bonus, he gets 2 shots. Cole Smith's going to come in to replace Foreman, who fouls out. Referees are not sure what they're waiting for. They have 5 players on the floor. Let's go. So here's Garrett. Ward's first one needs a bounce and gets it. That's that soft shooter's roll. His first point of the game.
Yeah, good backspin on the ball that spun it right in like it's supposed to do.
He can cut a little bit more in the lead. See, with a made free throw, he can make it a 4-point Skyview lead. Second one, that will not go down. Hyde has the rebound, put back, no good. Fosliv comes out with the ball and a timeout.
That's 2 bench warnings.
How many bench warnings are you going to give him?
How many do you get?
As here's the interesting part of the warning. Not only is it second warning, but he also stops Fosliv on a clean breakaway.
Right. Fosliv had a breakaway. That's got to be a technical on the second bench warning, isn't it?
I would think so.
Referees need to talk here.
Referees need to get Skyview away from the scorer's table is what they need to do first of all.
Yeah.
As now Fosliv tries to go face-to-face with Ty Hyde. They end up laughing at each other.
Yeah, these kids play a lot of ball together in the summers. They know each other.
Now they're going to tee him up. Yeah, now they realize there's already a 1 warning. Now here comes the technical foul.
Yeah. Now the referee separating Fosliv and Hyde. So it's enough chatter, folks. Things are getting a little physical, a little heated.
So a technical foul on Skyview. I believe the referee right at the scorer's table just said they're going to shoot 2 shots, or is number 2 going to shoot? No, they're going to shoot 2. They get 2 free throws because the technical foul was on the bench.
Unsteady player, yeah.
So Scotty Dunn at the line. First one is good. Makes it a 4-point game, 61-57. Scotty's second is good again. He makes them both. Dunn has 14 in the game tonight.
Yeah, good game here offensively, and again, he's been trying to guard Fosliv, one of the toughest guards they'll have all year to get after.
And because of the technical foul, Preston also keeps the ball. So they get the ball back into Schmaley. 6:28 to play here on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard here in the 4th quarter, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Down low to Hyde, nobody there, lay it in.
Hyde will dunk it up over Phipps, is on the ground. Indians crowd into it now.
1 point game, 61-60. Phipps travels again. Here we go.
Really traveled. No question about it.
Timeout called by Skyview. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take one here as well. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com.
This is Shelley Austin, and I'm here to tell you about our MyRate checking account. It is a free checking account that can earn a high rate of interest on the first $25,000. The rate is even higher than that of most savings accounts. So stop by and visit me at our Tree Mountain branch, or go to our website at ls-bank.com and ask us how you can qualify for this high interest rate on your checking account. Lewis & State Bank, a division of People's Intermountain Bank, member FDIC.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Webb Funeral Home. They've been assisting the Franklin County residents in their time of need since 1925. If you're in need of professional and understanding care, stop by their full-service, modern facility just off Highway 91, just south of the city of Preston. The door's always been open for your questions and concerns anytime. That's Webb Funeral Home. Ball still belongs to the Indians. They can get even or take a lead here. Dunn looks inside, down low to Hyde. On Phipps. Drives, goes up. No good.
Tyler Parker right there.
Parker comes away with the rebound. They'll set the offense up again. Down low, back down into Hyde again. Turns again on Phipps. Goes back up and a foul. 2 shots coming for Ty Hyde.
Ty Hyde's come up huge here in this second half.
Fouls on DeBoer. That'll be his second. Ty Hyde and his 20 points back to the free throw line. Remember, they're making this run without Hobson on the floor.
Yeah.
Ty, first one rolls around and rolls in. Gives him 23, and we're even at 61. Now Ty from the lead. Good. Makes them both. Preston up 62-61. 5:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Fallsliff drives down the middle, and they're going to call a foul on the drive, a holding foul against Schmaley. That's just his first, but it's the team's 7th.
Yeah, a few derisive cheers from the Skyview faithful. Definitely a foul, but you know what? The Indians were down 5 when they got that technical foul on the Skyview bench. Now the Indians have taken a 1-point lead right after the technical.
Fallsliff can tie the game. Missed it. Trapped away by Phipps. 17-footer. No good. Fallsliff tries to save it on the floor, and a foul on who? Fallsliff going over the back.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Chasing that loose ball foul on Fallsliff.
That's 3 and foul and free throws for the Indians.
That was Garrett Ward there who was corralling that rebound, and Fallsliff came over the back.
So Mason Fallsliff now with 3 fouls, and Garrett Ward to go back to the free throw line. First one by Garrett.
Ooh,
a little long.
A little long, yeah.
.532 left here on the Ron Keller Tires scoreboard. 62-61, Indians leading. Ward's second shot is good.
There we go, Garrett, there we go.
Garrett just with 2 points in the game, but it gives his team a 2-point lead. Here comes Fallsliff back up into the front court. Wants to drive down the baseline. Lay it down low. It's kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Skyview. And finally, Jackson Schumann, the 6'9" sophomore, going to come back into the game.
Yeah, Schumann been out for a long stretch.
He's sitting with his 4 fouls.
They've got him for 3 on the board, but I thought maybe 4.
Well, I could be wrong. As that ball's tapped away. Nice job by Staley. Picked up by Ward for the layup.
Good strong layup by Garrett Ward. Both hands up on the board to make sure he didn't get blocked.
Indians lead by 4, 65-61. 5:10 to play. Burgess down in the corner to Phipps. Now back to Burgess. Burgess wants to drive down the middle. He's cut off by Parker. Gives it off there over the side to Smith. Back over to Phipps. No shot there. They'll give it to Fallsliff in the right corner. He's double teamed. Has to get it out of there. Smith looks at a three. Good. Well, we were sitting right in line with that, and it was pure.
Yeah, that looked good. Second and left his hand.
65-64, a 1-point lead for the Indians. Schmaley down low to Hyde. He loses everybody. Goes up and a foul. That might be on Schumann. Let's see.
I think they probably got Schumann.
It is. Now we'll get our official determination. Now it's 4.
Now it's 4. Okay.
But it's going to go send Ty Hyde back to the line again to shoot 2. First one, no good. Wherever if you're listening on the radio on FM 105.5 or AM 1340 or watching on mylocalsports.com or mylocalradio.com, if you're not enjoying this one, check your pulse.
Yeah, boy, a wildly entertaining game. Indians up 2 now. Hyde shoots his 13th and 14th free throws of game on that trip.
My goodness. Fallsliff spinning in the lane. Foul. They're going to call that on Hyde. That should be his 4th.
Where did you guys come from?
It is 4 on Ty. 8 team fouls now on Preston. And last time Fallsliff was at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. He missed the front end. We're going to get Cooper Hobson back into the game with 4:22 to play, and he missed it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling Fallsliff doesn't miss a whole lot of free throws, so we'd like to see him miss those.
So Ty's going to come to the bench for a short time.
Yeah, not for too long. He's been too good inside, sitting for too long.
Fallsliff with the second. Is good. Gives him 19. 4:15 to play in the fourth quarter. Schmaley dribbling around the screen, comes around it. Wants to go inside. Up high, score the bucket. Fouls on Schumann, and that's 5 on him.
Great job by Luke.
Jackson Schumann fouls out as Schmaley makes the hoop.
Schmaley went right into the body of the shot blocker like you like to see your guys do, and he's strong enough and athletic enough to jump it up over him to get the shot in with the foul.
So Jonathan Burgess comes back in to replace Schumann, who fouls out. Schmaley will try to extend the lead with making the three-point play, which he does not. Phipps with the rebound. Indians by 3, 68-65. Fallsliff drives, his shot wild and no good. Ward has the rebound. Quickly up into the front court. Hobson driving, pulls up, whistle, foul, count it, go to the free throw line. Foul's going to be on Cole Smith, that's his 3rd.
Cooper Hobson only back in the game about 30 seconds of game time, makes his presence felt.
He stopped like he was going to give the ball up and then just all of a sudden just dropped it down a gear and took off again. He completes the three-point play. Six-point lead, my mistake. 6-point lead for the Indians. 3:40 to play. Out top it comes to Burgess. Burgess back to Fallsliff, driving down the baseline and lays it in. And a timeout called by Skyview. 3:32 to play. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take the timeout here as well. Back with more after this on FM 105.5, AM 1340, at mylocalradio.com.
Assistance system at Franklin County Medical Center provides you. Whether you're in need of revision, partial or total knee replacement, the new robotic assisted surgery technology at Franklin County Medical Center allow knee surgery candidates the comfort of knowing that their knee surgery will be performed with confidence, improving the function, feel, and longevity of your new knee. Learn more about the new robotics machine at fcmc.org. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Well, you see the scoreboard, 3:32 left here in the fourth quarter, sponsored by Webb Funeral Home. Indians on top, 71-67.
Indians would like to steal another minute and a half before they get Ty Hyde back in. They will have the ball and a chance to extend that lead.
Both teams in the bonus. Indians actually in the double bonus. And the possession arrow, in case you're interested, belongs to Skyview, in case there's a held ball. Here we go, ball in backcourt. As Schmaley walks the ball up to the timeline. He's met there by Fosliff. They double team the ball as Phipps comes way out away from the basket. Back to Schmaley on the right side. Looks down low, nothing there. They'll swing it back to Dunn. Dunn holds it high above his head. Back to Cooper. As he steps inside the three-point arc, his little bank shots, no. Ward has the rebound. They'll pull it back out. Back to Hobson. Now back to Schmaley. They'll set the offense up again. 3 minutes to play. Schmaley working against Burgesson. Drives, spin move, and traveled. Made the spin move, lost control of the ball.
Yeah, kind of got the ball caught on his hip a little bit or something. Yeah.
Hyde still sitting on the bench with his 4 fouls. Just under 3 minutes, and as we see that, he pops up and comes to check in. Back to Fosliff with it up into the front court. He gives it off to Cole Smith.
Oh, good stuff.
Taken away by Hobson. Hobson ahead of everybody. Lay it in. Back up quickly into the front court. Phipps gives it off. Another spin move and a foul as Fosliff was going to the bucket. Somebody reached out and grabbed him by the arm and said, no, you're not going to go any farther than that. That's foul on Schmaley. That's his second.
Yep. He was probably going to score the layup, so not a bad foul from that standpoint.
Especially since he hasn't made free throws very well tonight. He's missed the front end the last 2 trips he's had there.
Yeah.
Here's Mason Fosliff. First one is good. Gives him 22 in the game. Hyde back into the game. Garrett Ward with very productive minutes. Heads back to the bench.
Absolutely. Garrett gave us good minutes in that stretch.
73-68, a 5-point lead for the Indians. 2:30 to play. Second one for Fosliff. Makes them both. He has 23 as full court pressure and a foul on DeBoard.
Yeah, Cooper will get a couple free throws out of it in the double bonus.
That's 3 on Cole DeBoard. As Hobson's going to go back to the free throw line. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow tomorrow noon, actually starts at 11 o'clock, Utah State in the New Mexico Bowl here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340. And we'll have an Aggie doubleheader for you as tomorrow night we'll have the basketball as well at home. So that's going to put the basketball game for the Indians, no matter what time they play tomorrow. That'll be on the internet only at mylocalradio.com. Second one's no good.
Too bad.
5-point lead, 74-69. Fosliff up into the front court. Driving, goes around, man, and to count the basket.
They're going to score the basket.
And that's going to be a holding foul, I believe, on Dunn.
So they're going to say the basket was on the board when Ty hit it, so I think they're going to count the basket. Oh, two shots?
Nope, they did not count the basket.
Now, one referee initially indicated
they're going to call it on the drive.
Yeah.
Which is a good call because Fosliff was about 10 feet away from the basket when he was fouled.
Yeah, so that's you're right. That must calls on the drive then, because if it's on the shot, you got to count the basket.
Exactly. Nope. 2 shots. So the basket does not count. Foul on Dunn is his 3rd. And Fosliff back to the line to shoot 2. So wipe the basket off the board. Fosliff's first is good. Fosliff now with 24. Go ahead.
Yeah, in the last 2 minutes of the game, I think we're going to see a steady diet of Fosliff driving or shooting every time down.
That's right. Second one by Fosliff is good. Gives him a total of 25 and the lead down to 3, 74-71. Look out, nobody home, slam dunk. Ty Hyde jams it home to give him 27. Back to a 5-point game. Foslick wants to dribble into the corner. Now driving, kicks it off, three-pointer from Phipps.
What's the call?
They're going to call a foul on Hobson. That's 5.
I'm not sure who they called it on.
Is it on Hobson or Hyde?
No, they're calling Foslick, Mason Foslick with the offensive foul. I think it was Ty Hyde that took the charge.
So that's 4 on Foslick.
It'll be a player control foul, so Ty won't shoot.
Right. That's a break.
Yeah, because Foslick had already passed the ball when he hit Hyde.
Full court pressure. Dunn up into the front court. He'll pull the ball back because the defenders are there. Under 2 minutes now to play in the game. 5-point lead for Preston. Gives it off to Hobson. Holds the ball high above his head as he looks at Coach Jones. He's being guarded by DeBoard, so the count starts and a foul on DeBoard. That's 4 on him. It'll be a block and 2 shots here coming up for Cooper Hobson.
Yeah, Indians in the double bonus. Cooper will get 2.
Cooper with 25 in the game. When's the last time you saw a high school game with 3 players over 25 points?
Yeah, I can't remember one.
Hobson's first one is good.
Cooper's 8th free throw here this game. Again, good aggressiveness for a wing player to get to the line that many times.
Next one by Hobson is a little short. Phipps has the rebound. 6-point lead for the Indians, 77-71 here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Spinning and a blocking foul on Ty, put down. They're going to call it on Ty, that's 5.
Call on Ty, he's out.
Ty gives Foslick a little pat on the back as he makes his way over the bench. Ty leaves with 27 on my sheet.
What a great ball game here he's played tonight. Indians will have to rebound better as a team now without Hyde in there.
Tyler Parker back into the game. Foslick's first free throw is good. Gives him 26. Here's the second. He makes them both. Timeout called by Skyview. So Foslick with 27. We'll keep it here with 1:36 to play. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by S&T Electric. When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electric should always be your go-to crew. Whether it's new construction or repair work, service, or new installation, you can always count on quality electrical work done right from S&T Electric. It's what they do. 77-73, a 4-point lead here for the Indians.
Indians will have the lead and the ball here. Inbounding, I expect Skyview will see that full court pressure that we've seen, especially since they have time to set that up now off the timeout.
The 77 points tonight is a new high water mark on the year for the Indians. Garrett Ward back into the game. Full court pressure. They have nobody standing in the backcourt as they get it into Schmaley. Schmaley weaves his way through traffic. Stops at the free throw line. Gives it back to Ward. Works some clock with 1:30 to play. Dribbling against Foslick. Can't go down the left side. Give it back to Ward. Ward will hand it back to Schmaley. Foslick takes a dive down low. Parker and a foul.
Too bad. Parker thought he was going to make that, but didn't go in.
That's going to be on, I think it's on Phelps, who went flying by and inadvertently kicked him. It is.
Yeah.
That's 4. That's 4 on Sam Phipps.
Well, they've got him for 3. I thought 4 as well. Interesting.
Okay.
Phipps gets up a little slow.
We'll call it 3. Phipps gets up slow. Parker's first one needs a bounce and won't get it. 77-73.
Yeah.
Preston on top. 1:17 to play.
Tyler just needs to take a deep breath here and bend those knees.
Rolls around and falls in. Tyler Parker gets on the score sheet. Back to a 5-point lead. Lob underneath. Foslick has it. Put it up and blows the layup. Tough shot anyway. And now get it up into the front court as it comes to Dunn. Dunn gives it back to Schmaley. We got bodies on the floor and a whistle away from the ball. Yeah. That's going to go on Phipps. Now that will be 4, and that'll be free throws again.
I didn't see exactly what happened. It looks like Phipps was kind of decked Parker there.
I think,
but I didn't see it really.
I think the ploy is they want to foul the weakest free throw shooter, and Phipps just got an opportunity to knock Parker to the floor. First one is good. 6-point lead. Still a 2-possession game.
You know, and Tyler Parker, even though he's a senior, Dan, he really didn't play much last year, so this is kind of a new situation for him. Pressure free throws at the end of a close game.
His second. Short, tapped back out, and is going to be controlled in the backcourt by the Indians. They give it to Schmaley, 55 seconds left. Dribbling against Fallsliff, pressuring the ball. Now Ward, double teamed along the sideline, comes back to Schmaley. They'll hold the ball again as Hobson comes to take the ball. Holds the ball out near the timeline, tries to drive against Smith. If you want to foul, you got to foul somebody. That's a blocking foul against Phipps, and that's 5.
That'll be it for Phipps. So the springy, bouncy 6'6" forward will take a seat.
I don't know why they waited so long.
They let 15 seconds run off before they fouled.
Sometimes you can't be afford to wait to pick the weak free throw shooter.
Right.
Like you said, they let 15 seconds run off the clock. Here's Hobson. First one is good. Hobson makes it 80-73. That's a 3-point now possession, three possession game, I should say, for the Indians. They makes them both, 81-73. Timeout, 37.8 seconds left. It'll be a 30-second timeout, a full timeout rather, called by the Indians. So tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, Rigby will be waiting for the winner of this game for the championship game of the Preston Basketball Classic. And classic, if you need a definition, go back and watch the tape of this game. This has been nothing but a classic.
What a great high school ball game, great environment. You know, Skyview's brought some fans and students. We're packed here, and then the other teams have been playing here as well, so that makes it fun.
I'll get a chance to look upstairs, and I know there has been other teams hanging around for a lot of the day, especially over on the far side. You got coaches and players sitting up there. Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motor Company. They're the place to go when you're shopping for a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Dodge truck, because they make you feel like it's home sweet home. That's because they treat you right and give you the best deal they possibly can. If you live in Cache Valley, stop by West Motor Company and welcome home. 37.8 seconds left. 81-73, an 8-point lead for Preston. That's a 3-possession game, even if Fallsliff goes off and hits a couple of threes. He slips away, comes up into the front court. There's the first of a 3. That's no good. Gets his own rebound. Give him the layup. As he makes the layup, and a timeout called by Skyview. 6-point lead, 75-81, or 81-75, so it does take it back to a two-possession game.
Looks like it'll be a full timeout now, they're saying, for Bobcats. Again, expect to see a lot of pressure on the inbounds, and then they'll try to foul if they can't steal that inbounds pass. As well as Hobson has shot it from the line. We'd like to see maybe go to him, or Scott Dunn also shot well from the line. Maybe we can get in one of their hands.
We talk about the stands being full. Look, they're even hanging over the railings trying to get a place to watch.
Oh, yeah. In the district tournament games last year, the railings were just chock full, the stands chock full. A lot of fun. Preston's got a great basketball tradition, and the fans really come out and support this team.
There's a reason why, with all the support. Is they go hand in hand. The support equals the success on the floor, and having won 3 straight state titles, certainly it draws the interest of the fans. Full court pressure again put on by Skyview. Got to get it in, Garrett, as he gets it into Schmaley in the corner. Comes out to Dunn. Dunn gives it to Hobson. The clock runs with 22 seconds, and they're going to foul Cooper again. Foul's going to go on Smith. That's number 4 on him. And once again, Hobson makes a couple of free throws, can make it a 3-possession game again with 22 seconds to play. Rolls around and falls in.
Used almost all the rim.
That's 29.
Yeah, we're going to call that a new career high, at least for Preston. I don't recall at West Side if he ever had higher games.
And he makes them both. That's 30 points tonight for Hobson. So right off the top, here comes Fallsliff. Fallsliff pulls up. Three-pointer is going to be short. Controlled there by Smaley with 14 seconds to play. Dribbles it up into the front court to beat the clock. Give it off to Ward, and Fallsliff comes over and tries to steal the ball. And that's 5. 8.4 seconds left. Fallsliff fouls out with 29. Garrett Ward will go to the free throw line after the 30 seconds they give to replace the fouled out player. Game is virtually over with 8.4 in a 3-possession game, but if Garrett makes both of these, it's done.
Yeah, the Indians are pulled everybody else off the line.
Garrett's first one is good. That's a 9-point lead, 85-74. You can make it a 4-possession game with this free throw, and with 8.4 seconds left, it's a dagger as Garrett Ward makes the free throws, and the Indians are going to beat Skyview tonight. 3-pointer by Burgess is no good. Give him the concession basket as the rebound's off to Ward, and that's the way the game ends.
Great performance tonight by our hometown Preston Indians. Tough game. Skyview is a tough opponent.
85-75. That breaks Skyview's 4-game winning streak. Preston has also won 4 straight games now, and coming up tomorrow afternoon at 3, they will face Rigby for the title game in their own tournament, the Preston Basketball Classic, as this one was nothing short of classic indeed. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have the post-game show after this. Lots of respect, as you can see right in front of us from both sides, as you're listening to Preston Basketball on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. This has been Preston Indians Basketball. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Webb Funeral Home, Lewiston State Bank, Franklin County Medical Center, My Local Radio, West Motors, Stokes Market True Value, S&T Electric, Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union, Idaho Salvage, Ron Keller Tire, Valley Implement, and Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Now stay tuned for the postgame show, coming right up.
As the seasons change, it's a good time to take a close look at your car and truck tires. Check the tread and look for signs of uneven wear. If you have a question, stop by Ron Keller Tire and have one of the tire experts take a look. If you need new tires to get you safely through, they'll help you select the right tires for your vehicle and driving style. With a huge inventory from several manufacturers, Ron Keller Tire can care for your tire needs at a price that's right. You can trust all your tire needs to Ron Keller Tire in Preston and North Logan.
We're not your ordinary grocery store at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston. We see every customer as a friend and a neighbor. Stokes Market and True Value offers a clean, bright, and modern store with the freshest meats, produce, and bakery. In many ways, we're still old-fashioned. We still bake from scratch, and our bakery items are made in store. You'll never see meat with an ingredient list because our meats are all natural and cut in store. Stop in today. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock. Stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
Welcome back. Welcome to the post-game show as the Preston Indians have just fired the shot heard around Cache Valley as they've knocked off Mason Fosley and the Skyview Bobcats, winning by the final score of 85-71.
A lot of
75,
fun tonight.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, boy, what a great ball game. And these kids play with and against each other a lot in the summer and on their AAU teams, and very familiar with each other. And there's some bragging rights on the line when you play a Cache Valley team, and you want to play in the game of your own tournament as well. You want to play in that late game and have a good chance to win your own tournament. So great comeback win by the Indians here tonight, down for a good chunk of the game, but to come back and end up winning by double digits.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the closing moments of the game, but I don't remember being either in California or in Kansas seeing a high school game where 3 different players scored 27 or more in the game like they did tonight.
Yeah, a crazy high score for both teams, really. We only have 32 minutes. Putting up 85 points is tough to do. Yeah. And great offensive showing really by both teams, but glad to see the Indians pull this one out in fourth quarter.
When you talk about 85 points over 32 minutes, you can break that down into quarters. That's 21 and a quarter point every 8 minutes.
Yeah, and you put tremendous pressure on the other team, and when you score at that clip, and the Indians were able to, again, come back in that fourth quarter, Dan, and score 32 points in the fourth quarter alone.
That's amazing. We talked right off the top about Preston going to need a strong inside-out performance from Hyde and from Hobson, and they got it for the second straight night.
Boy, both of those guys were lights out tonight, and that's what we needed. With Schumann on the bench, Hyde went to work in that third quarter. Hobson kind of did his damage throughout the game, but great balance inside and out scoring, and you like to see that. It makes you a dangerous team.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Preston Indians will face Rigby coming up here tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock in the championship game of the Preston Basketball Classic. And this one certainly was one that's going to be hard to live up to tomorrow afternoon. But for Preston, they're going to need another same sort of effort against Rigby tomorrow.
Well, yeah, Rigby is long and athletic. They don't necessarily have a 6'9", but they have a whole bunch of guys between about 6'3" and 6'6", and they move it well, they pass it well. Rigby, I think, is undefeated on the season, ranked in the top 5 among the Idaho 5A teams, so it's a formidable opponent. It'll be a fun game.
Last night, Bonneville didn't get within 12 in the second half. This one wasn't quite that easy, but certainly it had that sort of, I don't want to say intensity, but that sort of vibrato that the Indians really needed to carry them through.
Yeah, great game for a young team with 5 new starters. I think the Indians grew up a little bit in this ball game tonight as a team, as a unit, find a way to win a close game and pull that out.
If they weren't a contender to win a 4th straight 4A state title, someone's not reading the newspapers, because coming tomorrow morning when you pick up your Sunday paper or your Saturday morning paper, this game is going to get noticed.
Yeah, and Skyview's got a good basketball reputation, and a lot of people know about Falslev. Skyview actually beat Mountain Home pretty handily earlier this year, so it's a very good ball club, and so great win here by the Indians. As you say, it kind of served notice as well.
Trying to buy some time and see if Coach Tyler Jones is going to come out and join us. Tell you what, we'll take a break, we'll come back, we'll check the stats right after this as we continue on FM 105.5 AM 1340 and mylocalradio.com.
Health West is a nationally recognized community health center that provides patient-centered health care for everyone. From newborn to complicated care, Health West is always accepting new patients in Medicaid, Medicare, insured, and even if you don't have insurance. Available in 8 locations throughout Southeast Idaho. Call 208-852-3200 for an appointment in Preston. Health West, empowering our patients and communities by providing quality, affordable health care.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Welcome back to the post-game show. A very joyous gym here. A lot of the students hanging around out on the floor here at Preston High School after the Indians have knocked off the Skyview Bobcats here tonight by the final score of 85-75. And Lyle, you have a look at the stats.
Yeah, for the Preston Indians tonight, a good balanced scoring, but really strong games out of Hyde and Hobson. Ty Hyde goes 8 for 12 on 2-point field goals, 10 for 13 from the line, 26 points. Luke Smaley 2 for 2 on twos, 0 for 2 for 3, 1 for 3 on free throws for 5 points. I've got Luke with 3 assists, but I probably underreported his assists when we get going, and I don't necessarily catch all those. Same with rebounds. But Scott Dunn, a strong game, 3 for 4 on twos, 1 for 4 on threes. Scott goes 5 for 5 from the line for 14 points. Cooper Hobson, 4 for 7 on twos, 4 for 9 on threes, and 10 for 13, same as Hyde. They both go 10 for 13 from the line. Cooper with 30 points tonight.
Wow.
Definitely a season high and probably a career high for Cooper Hobson there. Riley Parker comes in and scores 2 points on 1 field goal, 1 for 1. Garrett Ward gets 7 points tonight. He goes 1 for 1 on 2-pointers. They had that nice layup there in the second half. 5 for 6 from the free throw line, 7 points. And Tyler Parker came in and hit 2 free throws there in that fourth quarter. It goes 2 for 4 from the line overall for 2 points. Looking at the stats tonight, Dan, a couple things that really jump out at you. The Indians shot really well from the 2-point line, going 19 for 27, but they really won this game tonight at the free throw line, going 33 out of 44. Wow. Making 33 free throws in a high school game is a lot, and I'm sure the Skyview fans are saying, well, that's because of the refs. Both teams had people in foul trouble, though. Both teams shot a lot of free throws, but the Indians knocked down 33 freebies tonight and pull out a nice victory over the Skyview Bobcats.
I got to be honest with you, other than a couple of calls that I thought were interesting or questionable, especially the ones when you're leaning in and trying to draw the contact, I thought other than that, the game was pretty well officiated.
Yeah, you're always going to disagree with some calls. That's the nature of it. But, both teams, I thought, had a lot of close calls and a lot of back and forth. Both teams' best players were in foul trouble. Hyde and Hobson for us, Falslet for them. So, that's kind of a wash. The Indians pull it out, though.
Yep, great effort all around by Preston as they win it tonight by the final score of 85-75. We'll take our last break. We'll come back, tell you what's on tap for tomorrow, and see if we can get Coach out here in the next 60 seconds or so and chat with him. We'll do all that as we come back after this on 105.5 FM, AM 1340 at mylocalradio.com.
When the farmers of Franklin County rolled equipment into the fields for harvest, most of them were rolling on Ron Keller tires, because Keller Tire has the right tires for tractors, combines, swathers, bale wagons, and the trucks that haul hay and grain to market or storage facilities. To keep that equipment rolling during the busy harvest season, Ron Keller Tire also has a fleet of service trucks that make repairs in-field to minimize downtime. Best wishes for a safe and productive harvest from Ron Keller Tires in Preston and North Logan.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
So I'm a typical banking customer.
And I'm a nearby ATM.
And I'm taking $20 out of my account.
And I'll process that 20 and take back $4.
Why do machines designed to give us money end up taking it right back? Introducing Kasasa, the free account that pays refunds on ATM fees and a lot more. To find a free Kasasa checking account near you, search Kasasa.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back here on the postgame show as we kind of wrap things up here. Here comes Coach Jones over here on the way over. We'll get a chance to chat with him for a minute as he'll come up and join us here on the postgame show. I'll tell you what, Coach, why don't you go and just slide in right there between us, take the microphone. We talked about at the beginning in our pregame interview with you this afternoon that you're going to need another strong inside-out game, and you got it.
Yeah, no, Ty and Cooper obviously had carried the load scoring, but it was a team win tonight.
Right.
I mean, we had huge people step up. Our bench guys, I thought Garrett and Tyler Parker gave us huge minutes and some rebounds and hustle plays and held the fort down. But no, Cooper, he was huge, and Ty down low that second half really established himself. And I thought we showed some grit tonight, some toughness that we haven't seen.
Absolutely.
And that we're going to need this season. That was a great win for us tonight.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we were talking about a little bit earlier, Coach Kane, that it seemed like your young team grew up a little bit tonight. You bring back nobody that started last year. You're starting 5 new kids, and you say this was a lot of game pressure. The gym was full. The place was rocking against a really good opponent, and I thought it was a nice win that way.
Oh, thank you.
I jokingly on the air, I called this game at the end of the game the shot heard round Cache Valley. If people hadn't noticed before, it's time to step up and take a look at this Preston Indian club. Even though they're young, they're going to be a player in this going down the stretch.
Yeah, and like we said, I mean, we've shown our youth early on in the season, our inexperience, and we're still going to have that at times. But I thought tonight for sure we took a step in the right direction and really stepped up and. I was proud of them. We got down 8 or 10 there, and we could have folded, but they kept battling, and we got some stops, made some big plays, and it was just it showed a glimpse of what they can be.
Coming up tomorrow, Coach, you look at Rigby. I know you're very familiar with Coach Justin Jones's team. They have a lot of length and athleticism, some shooters. How much have you had a chance to watch them here in this tournament?
Yeah, we're gonna. That's the thing, we got to enjoy this for a minute, I told them, but then we got to get ready for Rigby. That'll be, I mean, they beat Rocky Mountain today. That shows you where they're at. So, no, they're good. They spread you out, too. Their spacing is really good. They put 4 guys out there who can shoot, and then they got the big kid down low who's a load. So, no, we're going to have our hands full, but it'll be fun, to be championship Saturday with this field, and hopefully we can get another good crowd here tomorrow afternoon and battle with them tomorrow.
Last thing, we'll get you out of here on this. You remember watching a high school basketball game in recent history where you have 3 different players go with 27 points or more, and the Indians shot 34 free throws tonight?
No, what were we on? How many we made? Because I know we missed a bunch.
I've got the Indians being 33 out of 44 actually from the line. So
okay, so
I shortchanged you. Sorry.
Yeah, 40, that's a lot. So no, it was a physical game, and that's a good basketball team. You're not going to find a better player anywhere in our area.
Right.
Mason, he's a stud, but I thought the first half we did a really good job on him. Second half, late he got to the basket and made some plays, but no, just a fun environment.
Right.
A great night tonight. I thought both semifinal games were exciting and really quality teams, and that's what you want in the preseason early on to test yourself, and I thought we did tonight.
Very good. We appreciate your time. Thanks for coming out and joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, that's Coach Tyler Jones here with us on the post-game show as the Indians win it 85-75.
Yeah, great win, and as Coach Jones just mentioned, you don't have too long to enjoy this one for you. You hopefully get a good night's rest, and we'll come back and have another fun one tomorrow.
Your final thoughts on the game?
Like I mentioned, I thought the Indians really grew up a little bit. Coming back against a really good team, now you're doing it at home, but still, it shows some grit and gumption, and you like to see the guys come off the bench contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Ward had good minutes, as we said. Parker, these guys came in and helped. So great team win here for the Indians.
Well, that's going to wrap up today's broadcast. We invite you to come back and join us tomorrow afternoon. Tip-off at 3 p.m. We'll have the pregame show about 2:40 tomorrow afternoon as the Indians will face Rigby in the championship game of the Preston Basketball Classic. We'll also, of course, that will be on mylocalradio.com only, as we'll have Utah State football and basketball tomorrow. That'll keep us off of the radio, but we invite you to come back and join us. The executive director of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. Special thanks to Zach Fuller, who was running the camera on our video feed tonight as well. So for Lyle Fuller, I'm Dan Hubbard, thanking you for joining us. And remind you again of the final score. Preston knocks off Skyview by the final score of 85-75. Until tomorrow, have a very pleasant good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians postgame show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.